Hey, she's so cute, y'all. She getting big. She got that boxer face now. She don't even know I'm recording her. Hey, why you in attack mode? What's up? What's up? What's good, y'all? It's the Maker Manager here, checking in for another entry into my shred series, man. Actually in a pretty good mood. My day is going well, and I'm getting a lot of new things accomplished lately. Not quite gonna share it with you guys, but not yet. You guys will see eventually. But right now, I'm pre-workout. I'm about to smash some chest and back today, starting out with some deadlifts. Surprisingly, after my leg day yesterday, I am not sore. Like, my legs aren't that sore. This is an anomaly. This is the first time that this has happened in a very long time. I have no idea why. I know I went ham too. So, I'm just gonna take it as a blessing because now I can deadlift heavy as fuck today. So, I'm gonna try 4 or 5 for reps. I'm gonna get it recorded too. I'm gonna try to throw my back out. But anyway, so I'm about to take my pre-workout supplements. So I'm actually changed my fat burning stack. So I did some research and read some research studies, and a couple of supplements kind of like stood out to me. Well, one of them I already knew about. It's called synephrine. Pretty much you could say it's like a safer version of yohimbe. Pretty much doesn't have all those adverse side effects. Does the same thing, helps your body release fatty cells to be, shuttled off and burned in the mitochondria. So I got this Synburn shit. It's only like 12 bucks for 180 capsules. I took synephrine in the past. It was in Shred Gym. I know this stuff, actually works. But I found out something very interesting. So I'm only taking 2 of these twice a day, once before workout. So I found a study that actually combined that with this stuff, Neuringen. These are all herbal stuff. This comes from like a bitter orange extract. So, come on. Don't focus on my face. Focus on this. Whatever. Neuringen and Hesperidin, whatever. So, like I said, these are from bitter orange extracts, and pretty much what they do, they did a study. They compared placebo to just synephrine to synephrine with I think it's like a Hesperidin and then synephrine with both of them. And pretty much what they found was that when they combined synephrine with both of them, in certain dosages, that it increased the their resting metabolic rate rose by pretty much 200 calories, like 189 calories, 75 minutes after ingestion. And that's some crazy shit, because 175 calories adds up over the course of 1, 2, 3 months, especially if you're trying to lose fat, stuff like that. And then there's other, antioxidant benefits to this stuff too. So it's just, good to have. So I'm gonna try it out. Been taking it for a few days now. So we're gonna see how everything's going. What I have noticed is I sweat. Damn, son just said, fuck your shot, nigga. But what I'm doing, what I noticed is pretty much I'm sweating more. My body's getting a little bit hotter and stuff like that during workouts. So it's definitely working in that aspect. So we're gonna see what the results are in the next few weeks. And I decided the last 2 weeks before my trip, I'm about to start sprinting outside because it's not fucking that cold, and I'm just gonna add some extra cardio for some more burn and stuff, man. But I'm gonna drink my stuff down so I ain't get that much time. So I gotta work out and go to work, but I'm gonna holla at y'all. What's good, y'all? So deadlift day, it's in the books. Hit 405 right here, man. I got 2 reps. Remember, especially when you going heavy, you gotta go through your cues, gotta make sure your form's right. If you do deadlifts with proper form, man, you really don't need no fucking belt, man. I'd rather lift it myself. I tried to get 3 right there. It wasn't working. I was like, nah, not worth the injury, bruh. So I ran on over. I was supersetting this with single arm dumbbell rows for 20-something reps. I kind of lost count, but I'm using a 90-pound dumbbell. Yes, a 90-pound dumbbell. So, my back is probably, between my back and my legs, probably my strongest body parts. I love training back. I love doing rows. I love doing heavy rows. Now I love doing high rep rows. Anything is great, man. Especially if you take it to failure, man, you're gonna be good to go. Definitely gonna get some growth going for you, man.
So I'm just gonna speed it up right here, do the left arm. So when you're doing dumbbell rows, one thing you want to do is you want to pull your elbow back, like kind of like up and back, kind of like you're cranking an alarm or. That's how I like to look at it. So this was my, I believe, second set. That was a struggle rep right there. I only got one that set. Ran over, did my rows. Definitely got a crazy back pump from this, man.
Funny story before my last set of deadlifts. Came into the gym, I was running. My dude started to jump off the fucking curb. We tripped and busted my hands down. I would have been fucked. So I fucked my hand up, and my hand's okay. Check my other knee out. That shit is burning now. But fuck it, I don't care.
Alright, so now I'm going to my burnouts. This is my little tri-set. I was trying to get hype right there, cause I knew I was about to rep the fuck out of this. So I did 315s as the first exercise in my little final tri-set I do for back. Definitely make sure, like I said before, all the time, man. Form. If you do deadlifts right, you'll get the form ingrained in your body, and you'll be good to go. You can just crank them out. All about muscle memory, guys. So I got 8 reps right here, and then I'm gonna. Do I try to do another one? Yeah, I wasn't counting, but got 8 reps right here, and now I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna superset it with, I believe, lat pull downs. But I use the mag grip. I'm not sure if I said it before on YouTube, but the mag grip is like my favorite handle now for lat pull downs because it pretty much forces you to squeeze your elbows in at the bottom, And I'm doing high reps, so of course that's why I'm going pretty fast on this. So I believe, I was doing like 21 to 25 reps today. So it definitely got a crazy pump on my back. But I love the feeling from the mag handle because it really makes you squeeze your elbows. You can really feel it in your lats, man. So then I did me some seated rows. I believe it's 255 pounds right here. I gotta get myself in the zone before every one of these, man. So definitely getting my elbows all the way back. It's definitely just raw strength right there, man. That's what seated rows, any kind of rows, all about. You gotta get mad and just crank that shit back. But anyway, the next clip right here. So I did 3 sets of that, with rep pauses and drop sets and all kinds of shit. So right here, I know my ass coming off the seat a little bit, but 210 on incline, by myself. Last time I did it, I did like 3. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute, but very proud. My camera dies after this, man, but I was pretty proud. I did superset this with flies.
Alright, man, I'm post workout right now. Man, my fucking battery died while I was in the gym on my last one of my last supersets. My first superset on my chest workout. But man, I had a good workout. I hit 210 by 5 on incline. The last time I tried that shit, I only got 3 by myself, and I had 2 I got 2 more with the spot. But that's the thing about tracking progress, man. I remember I wrote down that I got 3 by myself and 2 with a spotter. And this time I got all 5 smooth by myself. And my deadlift going up a little bit too, man. I'm trying to rep out 405 for at least 5 reps, hopefully the next couple months, man. So I'm just gonna keep hitting it heavy. But anyway, man, yeah, like I said before, I busted my fucking knee up like a dumbass before I went in the gym, and that shit started burning. I'm like, man, fuck it, man. I came here to bust my ass and get these gains. So I'm like, fuck it, man, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna keep going. So fought through it, had an amazing workout, man. So alright, man, so my battery died. That shit was not loyal today. So done training all my clients. Actually in a good ass fucking mood today. Minus my fucking slipping fall early. I wish that shit could be recorded. All a nigga could do was laugh. But anyway, man, so I'm about to get my last meal in. It's gonna be some chicken, and I'm switching it up a little bit just because. Where the fuck my peanuts go? Oh yeah, I had to hide them motherfuckers so I wouldn't snack on them during the day. I caught myself grabbing a couple out earlier, like just off the random, just because it was there. So if you have a food like peanut butter or something that you just can't help but snack on, put that shit out of sight. Out of mind, out of sight, out of stomach, out of weight, out of fat, out of, whatever. Got some cashews. I'm about to eat some more of these motherfuckers. I'm about to weigh it up, 28 grams, maybe 42 depending on how I feel. Serving and a half. Eat that with some chicken, probably about 5-6 ounces, and I'll be good to go for the rest of the night. It was actually really light this morning. I was like 168 this morning, so that's pretty good. And I'm still shocked at the anomaly of my legs not being sore. It's fucking weird, but I'm loving it. And going forward, looking forward to the extra cardio and stuff I'm gonna do. But I want to do something special today. I want to have like a little sit down. Probably I might do this in the rest of my vlogs. Just have like some type of topic I'm gonna talk on for a couple minutes. So today we're gonna discuss how to make consistent gains, you know, in a caloric deficit, or can you make consistent gains in a caloric deficit? Answer coming soon. So, gains on a caloric deficit. Is it possible? Yes. Do a lot of people think it's possible? No. And that's because people get caught up, excuse me, a lot of the time in like, you know, the conventional knowledge that's out there, you know, the status quo and stuff like that, and they accept it. You never try to go against the grain, you know. And then there's people like me, for example, who, you know, I take everything with a grain of salt. And I'm like, okay, why is this true? And there's no like solid concrete evidence as to why. I mean, like, for example, like being able to build muscle, lose fat at the same time. People say that's only possible in your newbie stage. I don't believe that, because if people want to cry so much about the fucking law of thermodynamics and shit like that, why is it possible for someone that's new versus someone else who is also a human being, who can, you know, manipulate, you know, the diet and the workouts in a certain way to make it happen, you know? People say, oh, well, you know, it's because they're new to exercising and, you know, their body's shocked, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, that's very true. But you can still shock your body after years of training. It's not going to be at as fast as a rate of when you first start. Of course, it slows down, but it's still possible. And I believe that, and I'll probably believe that the rest of my life. And I'm going to continue to, you know, exhibit, you know, that happening to myself. So, do I believe that you can make gains in a caloric deficit? Yes, I do. I have been in caloric deficit for a very fucking long time. I don't remember the last time I was in really a surplus, so this is like a hard carb day. And even then, it's only like on my Saturdays when I eat some crazy foods. But pretty much you can build strength in a caloric deficit. I have. And I've also, you know, noticeably, you know, built muscle and also leaned out at the same time. And I'm not, you know, in that newbie stage. You know, I've been training for 3 years now this week. 3 years weightlifting, 1.5 years almost of wasting my time and doing shit wrong. So, learned a lot. And I'm definitely not in the newbie stage. And I can say I'm very advanced at this point. I advanced a lot faster than a lot of people, you know, probably would, just because I just have a really great work ethic, and I always desire more. I'm always hungry, and I'm always trying to learn, always trying to push myself, always trying to figure out, you know, that key, you know, that secret to, like, you know, getting gains and like just getting better and just, you know, wanting to be the best version of myself. But anyway, that's off topic. So, how to get gains in a caloric deficit? First thing you need to do, make sure that your macros are in check. Protein, if you want to be in a caloric deficit and make gains, honestly, that 1 gram per pound shit may or may not work. I want to stick you closer to 1.5 grams per pound that you weigh. So, for example, you weigh 160 pounds, 240 grams of protein a day. Bam. Or is it 180? Whatever. Yeah, 240 grams of protein per day. So, carbs, you can either carb cycle, or you can just, you know, decrease carbs over time, which have at a certain point. Usually have them about the same or a little bit lower than protein, depending on like your current diet and your current body composition and shit like that. Fats, half a gram per pound that you weigh. So 106 pounds, 80 grams of fat. All right, we got that now. That's how your diet needs to be honest. You need to be eating clean foods, and you also need to be eating, you know, every 2, 3, 4 hours. Okay, so there's something called nitrogen balance. That's pretty much when our body is synthesizing muscle protein that may or may not be used to create muscle. So if you keep that positive throughout the day, you're technically anabolic. If it goes negative during the day, you're technically catabolic, which is bad, which means you're burning muscle. Anabolism is what we want, which is where we're building muscle. So you want to keep your nitrogen balance positive, and you do that by eating protein, or, you know, taking supplements, stuff like that that boost muscle protein synthesis. Excuse me. Examples: any food that has protein in it, you know, protein powders, also BCA supplements, this magical shit that's in this stuff called HMB. It's in here. That spiced the fuck out of muscle protein synthesis, and you want to try to keep it elevated as long as possible. So that's why I take blends, because it keeps muscle protein synthesis elevated a little bit longer than, you know, than just a casein by itself or just whey by itself. It's gonna keep it elevated. So all these consistently every single day. And also, so that's the nutrition side of it, nutrition supplementation side. Also, what would help is if you have supplements that have beta-alanine and betaine and creatine in them for your pre and post workout. Those are also major keys for making strength gains and muscle gains. The other part is the stimulus in the gym, man. The stimulus in the gym, the stimulus in the gym. You have to push yourself. So you can be basic, and you can do you know, lifting like a 5 or below rep range to quote unquote build strength. But when you're in a caloric deficit, just going for strength like that is going to start to sap away at your muscle. I mean, you might put some strength on or whatever, but it's not good for hypertrophy when you're going with this really heavy weight. So what I do, what I learned works best, in my opinion, is to have different rep ranges. For me, my high weight is gonna be, well, heavier weight stuff is gonna be 9 to 11 reps. Well, recently it's been 9 to 11 reps, 7 to 8 reps, 5 to 6 reps. If I'm feeling bold, I'll do a little bit lower than that too. But I do each one of those rep ranges for 2 weeks, increase the weight, 2 weeks, increase the weight. Do that for 2 weeks and then go back to 9 to 11. So pretty much what this does is I'm choosing a weight that limits me to that rep range, and then each subsequent set I'm getting less reps, you know. So first set I might get 9 reps, second set I'm gonna get like, usually get about 5 or 6, depends on the exercise, maybe 7. So what this is doing, number one, is eliciting hypertrophy, and number two, it's eliciting strength gains as well. Because if you think about it, heavy weight is it's heavyweight because we can't push it that many times. So that's what elicits, you know, the strength gains that we get from lifting heavy. So what's the difference between lifting, you know, something 9 to 11 reps on the first set, and then the second set you get like 7, and the third set you get like 4 because your muscles fatigue? What's the difference between that and just, like, you know, lifting heavy in the first place? You know, as long as you're pushing yourself and you're getting that, you know, that little bit of that stimulus in there, your body doesn't know what weight is. Your body just knows if it can push something and if it's hard to push. This is why drop sets and rest pauses work so great for, you know, building strength and building muscle and stuff like that. Because it allows you to go, you know, beyond failure and, you know, keep pushing it. Your body is just like, damn, I can't do this anymore. And that's when your muscle starts to stop. Same thing for fucking heavy weight, you know. It's just like, okay, I can only push this like 4 times and then I'm gonna stop. That's pretty much how it works. So that's what I believe in. And, you know, I do this on a daily basis, you know. I also mix in some higher rep stuff for, it's called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, I think that's what it's called. It's kind of like, it's like the whole, you know, pump method, whatever, but I actually take it to failure in high rep ranges, like 12 to 15, 15 to 20, 21 to 25. I usually, you know, take those to failure, and pretty much what that does is it forces your muscles to like pump up, and what that does is it kind of indirectly causes, you know, muscle growth because your muscle's kind of scared or something like that. That's a good way to look at it. It's like, okay, I need to get a little bit stronger. I need to expand. Bam, there you go. And that's how, you know, the whole pump method works. But take it a step further, it really tear down the muscle fibers and elicit gains by going to failure. But anyway, that's my spill on that. But anyway, man, that's my little rant right there on that. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that, you know, as kind of a message or whatever, or a little bit of lesson for you. So I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Got some stuff coming soon. Stay tuned for that shit. Couple surprises I'm working on. I'm doing a lot of stuff in the background. Y'all don't even know. But comment, subscribe, like, share this, get it out there, teach people some knowledge. Alright? Comment if you got any questions, man. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I know I said everything twice, but anyway, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Make a minute, y'all. Hey girl.